Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to Day 2 of the South Central Regional Tournament. The Women's Basketball Championships played here from the First United Bank Center, and today it's an all-LSC affair, as in the first semifinal game, it features Lubbock Christian, the number 3 seed, the Lady Shaps, taking on Texas A&M-Commerce, the number 2 seed. I'm Lucas Kinsey, joined by Bryce Sheets, and Bryce, we love basketball, and we saw some great games yesterday. In fact, 4 great basketball games featuring Lone Star Conference against RMAC opponents. They were all close. They were all less than 10 points in terms of point differential, but it was Lone Star Conference. At the end of the day, the 1 seed in West Texas A&M won. The number 2 seed, Texas A&M Commerce, they won. Lubbock Christian won as well, and then Texas Women's won. And so all these teams know each other.
Right.
And they get another chance. In this case, Texas A&M Commerce and Lubbock Christian, they know each other because they played earlier this year in a close game that Texas A&M Commerce won. But just talk about the strength of the Lone Star Conference and where we're at today in the semifinals that features those 4 teams.
You know, that's one of the things you worry about this time of year. Does the conference committees, when they set up the matchups, do they get them right? And indeed they did. Again, the top 4 teams, the strongest 4, came from the Lone Star Conference, and so they came out, they prevailed over the Rocky Mountain Conference yesterday.
Right.
That's no slight on the RMAC at all. It just shows you, I think, how strong the Lone Star Conference is this season, and these 4 teams that are playing today demonstrate that for the way they played yesterday.
Now, this team, Lone Star Conference teams in LCU and Texas A&M Commerce, this is the 8th all-time meeting between the Lions and the Lady Shaps. LCU leads the series, but it's tied 4-3. Mentioned the 66-62 win that Commerce had over LCU. That was at Commerce back on January 13th. A couple of things stood out to us in that win for Commerce. One of them was they out-rebounded LCU by a pretty big margin. The other thing was they did not turn the ball over. Jason Burton knows when his team limits turnovers and they get out and run like they like to do, it's a pretty good recipe.
Well, and I think that is the key, and most coaches will tell you that. We can limit turnovers and we can hit the boards. In particular, able to get some offensive putbacks, that's a big plus. But if you control the boards, if you don't turn it over, then everything should be okay and come out in your favor. And so I think that's the advantage Commerce had in that contest. Now, obviously, folks from LCU will tell you, well, that was back in January.
Right.
We're in March right now, so a lot of things have changed.
In that win, Deani Robinson had 18 points and 6 rebounds to lead Texas A&M Commerce. One big thing for Texas A&M Commerce, they held Ashton Duncan, talented shooter who averages 11 points a game. She's one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. They did not allow her to score a single point, so that'll be a big thing to watch out for in this one. Let's look first at Lubbock Christian, the Lady Shaps, and for LCU, a player to watch today. They have so many talented seniors, and they can hurt you with a lot of different players like Ashton Duncan or like Allie Schulte or Juliana Robertson. But that wasn't even the star of yesterday's game. Right. Yesterday, it was the Stratford senior, Lainey Burr, who had 17 points, a couple of rebounds, and really was strong. She took the ball to the hole throughout the game.
Well, and what stands out is she was 5'11" from the floor. So in other words, almost 50% shooting. Coaches will take that every day as well. And then 6 of 9 from the line. So again, the nice thing about LCU is their balance. And so if one of the 3 you mentioned aren't kind of picking up the pace, then comes a 4th or 5th player that can slide in and take care of that balance.
Yeah, Steve Gomez talked about how she had just improved every year since she's been in the program, and that seems to be what a lot of his players do. Speaking of Steve Gomez, and we visited with him at halftime of game number 2 yesterday, 19 seasons at LCU, Bryce, and there's nothing, even for you and I who are WT broadcasters throughout the season, you can't help but like Steve Gomez.
No.
I mean, he's a great guy. He wins, does it the right way, but he's been doing it for a long time. And he talked about it yesterday. The experience factor, he feels like, does make a big difference for his program because they've been in these spots so many times.
Well, absolutely. And the thing about it is he looks for good character kids. In other words, he looks for kids that can handle the pressure when you get into these type of matchups. And they're from all sizes of schools. I mean, he's not – obviously he recruits well in the Texas Panhandle because the kids on his roster are from throughout. the Lubbock area, basically, and to the north. And so in doing that, he's getting small school kids who have had pressure on them their entire career. So this is nothing new for them whatsoever. They're always ready to go.
Three-time national champions, and again, LCU is 12-0 all-time in the South Central Region tournament. Now let's look at Texas A&M-Commerce, the Lions. 27 wins, 4 losses. And for Texas A&M-Commerce, they've got several talented players as well. Yesterday, it was the senior that really stepped up for Commerce, Shania Wright, the senior from DeSoto, as she had a tremendous game, 25 points, hit 5 threes, and was a force from the perimeter. And when you've got a senior that really is playing like Shania Wright is, that really makes, I think everybody else on the team can kind of loosen up a little bit.
I think that's exactly it. They kind of relaxed. And so she was 8 of 15 from the floor, again, over 50%. And so, again, had the nice sweet touch going. And when that happens, when you have a player that kind of takes over like that, it helps everybody else to relax. And so they can kind of get into their rhythm a little bit for the ball game.
Deanne Robinson also scored 18 points yesterday. Desiree Colonel, 11 points and 10 rebounds. She came on after halftime, and that was a big difference as well. One thing to watch out for Texas A&M-Commerce, they will be without the services of one of their star players as Juliana Louis came down awkwardly on another player's foot. Ankle injury, and so she is not going to be able to go today. But yesterday, Commerce did get great production from other players, whether it was Simone James or the freshman yesterday for Texas A&M Commerce. One of the players, Jordan Beatty, did a good job, and then Layla Lawrence, that's who I was thinking of that played well. Let's look now at head coach Jason Burton for Texas A&M Commerce, the all-time winningest coach for Texas A&M Commerce. 8th season with the Lions, 5 NCAA tournament trips, and his team last year, they made it this far. They made it to the second round before bowing out to Southwestern Oklahoma State. And Bryce, he feels like, there's a look at Jason Burton there, he's a tough competitor, great guy to visit with, always enjoy chatting with Jason, but he feels like his team is not only talented enough this year, but he feels like they're focused. They're on a mission. They've had some very impressive wins this season, some close losses, but not many, with a 27-4 record. Coach Burton is doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, he recruits around his area, and he knows how to look in the Dallas metropolitan area and come away with some star players. And so he's been able to recruit and do that well. And the other thing is he keeps them all together. In other words, they go through the program. You got a good mix of seniors, young players as well, and so that helps as far as the growth is concerned. Obviously, they're stepping on to the next level too, so that'll be something to watch too.
And that's what I was going to mention is how much does Commerce want in their last year of Division II, last year in the Lone Star Conference, to really go out with a bang?
Yeah, I think it's a big thing for them. In other words, they really they want this opportunity to show that, one, it was the right decision for them to move up to Division I because they can control things in Division II. And as you leave and take that next step, you'd like to go out on a highlight. And so obviously winning would be a huge highlight.
All right, we're getting closer to the start of this one. Again, Lubbock Christian and Texas A&M Commerce. LCU, the number 3 seed here in the South Central region. Texas A&M Commerce, the number 2 seed. And even though that game was played back in January, it's a long time ago. I realize that. But Texas A&M Commerce, Bryce, they do have to have a little bit, at least mentally, they have to be thinking, we've done this. We've beaten a team like LCU, because that is where it seems like in the postseason LCU does have an advantage, is the opponents. They go into these games, these NCAA tournament games. We're playing the Lady Shaps. They have 3 national titles. They don't lose.
No, and the thing about that is, again, we talk as we started this broadcast today that it's the Lone Star Conference team matchup.
Yeah.
So these teams are familiar with each other. So you know you have tendencies. You watch these players on the floor. You know where they're going to go, how they're going to move. When you're playing somebody else from Rocky Mountain or from any other conference, it doesn't matter. You're not as familiar, so you can kind of get faked out, juked out, whatever you want to say. Here, you feel comfortable and ready to go.
All right, we're getting close to the start here. Let's look first at the Lubbock Christian Lady Shaps. Their starting lineup for today's game. Again, the head coach, Steve Gomez, in his 19th season, 475 wins. national titles in 2016, 2019, and 2021. The starting lineup for LCU: number 1, Ashton Duncan, 5'9" senior out of Lubbock. Top 10 in the country in three-pointers made. Yesterday, Ashton Duncan, 15 points, hit 3 of 6 from the three-point line. Number 5, Lainey Burr, 5'9" senior. We highlighted her. She's from Stratford. Honorable mention, all LSC player. 9 points a game, 3 rebounds for Burr. Number 14, Channing Cunya's, 5'9" senior from Canyon, Texas. She will be playing in her 108th postseason, 108th game for the Lady Shack. As a senior, 8 points a game, 4 rebounds for Channing Cunya's. Number 21, Allie Schulte, a 5'10" senior from Nazareth, 12 points a game, 4 rebounds, top 4 in the country in steals. And number 22, Juliana Robertson. She had a solid game yesterday in double figures. On the season, she's 5th in the Lone Star Conference in total rebounds. On the other side, the home team today, the number 2 seed, Texas A&M-Commerce. Their head coach, Jason Burton, in his 8th season, 157 overall wins. The starters for the Lions: number 3, Shania Wright, 5'8" senior from DeSoto, 3rd team All-LSC, and she has been named an All-LSC selection all 4 years of her career. A tremendous player. Number 10, Desiree Colonel, 6-foot sophomore from Newton, Kansas. 12 points a game, 7.5 rebounds. She brings that toughness to the Lions lineup. Number 12, Deani Robinson, 5'7" sophomore from Cypress, Texas. 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists. She is this season's Lone Star Conference Player of the Year. Number 24, 5'7" redshirt freshman from Conway, Arkansas, Asia Smith, 6 points a game, 2 rebounds. Asia is the defensive stopper, if you will. She's going to draw the assignment of taking LCU's best slasher ball handler, whoever that might be. And then starting today in place of Juliana Louis will be number 32, Simone James, 6'2", redshirt freshman from McKinney, Texas, 6 points a game, 3 rebounds for Simone James. Again, I'm Lucas Kinsey. Bryce Sheets joining me today as the West Texas A&M men's team. Bryce, want to mention that they just concluded their game over in Lubbock and took down Angelo State in a very close game. So on the men's side, day 1 is today, round 1 in the NCAA tournament. First game of the day went to Black Hills State. They defeated Dallas Baptist, and then in game 2, West Texas A&M with the win over Angelo State. So still a couple more games to be played, but Lone Star Conference, whether it's women's action or men's action, the basketball is pretty good.
It's really good. It really is. And again, these two teams that are coming out on the floor kind of demonstrate that today as well. And so, again, it'll be interesting to see who jumps out early in this one, who kind of gets comfortable as these two teams know each other well. Again, they got to play yesterday, but now it's down to conference teams, and they're ready to go.
All right, your officials for today: Brett Hayward, Denise Lopez, and Glenn Dixon. To jump center, it'll be Simone James and Juliana Robertson. The winner moves on to the Sweet 16. And the tip controlled by Texas A&M-Commerce. First possession, we'll see LCU go zone, matchup zone. They switch between man-to-man and zone. In their zone, they better locate Shania Wright, though. She made 5 threes yesterday in their opening round win. In the short corner, Wright, she stays hot, gets the first bucket of the game, and puts Commerce on top 2-0.
Good ball movement that time by Commerce. And again, they got it in the corner, got the shot they won. A lot of contact early, so no call. We'll watch, see how that plays out.
Yeah, these two teams are going to be very physical again. They know each other. Good pass, Schulte to Robertson. And that was one thing that LCU did so well yesterday. Their passing was tremendous, and they only had 7 turnovers.
Schulte draws the pressure and then just dropped it off. Great pass.
Allie Schulte can score, no doubt, but her passing, defense, she really does it all for LCU, and she's done it for a long time. Ball goes inside to Colonel, works on Robertson, turns, and puts it in off the window. And you said it the last time Commerce had the ball, a lot of contact. Colonel just went right through all the contact. An answer on the other side, no, the layup was missed. Good look for LCU. But the layup in and out, so the score stays 4-2. Texas A&M-Commerce leading early, 8:25 to play, first period. Wright off the ball screen. Wow. She's in the zone.
You know, that's key. Get good shots, good looks early. And so far, Commerce has been able to do that. We'll jump out to this lead, 8-2.
LCU basketball, Schulte working, getting a switch. Simone James guarding her on the three-point line. So Schulte starts to drive. She'll step through and draw contact. Something she does a very good job of, getting to the free throw line. So she'll try to cut into this 6-2 lead. As you see the replay there. And Commerce, they'll have to be careful with their fouls again without one of their big post players, Juliana Louis. We will see today players like Layla Lawrence, Jordan Beatty, as both of those players did a good job off the bench yesterday for Texas A&M Commerce. Their 80-74 win over Colorado School of Mines. Commerce trying to win this weekend and advance to the Elite Eight for just the second time in school history. A foul was called. Robinson thought she had the and one, but they called the foul on the floor.
Yeah, it looked like she had got through, and as she was going up is when the foul occurred, but the official said it was on the floor, so a common foul.
That Elite Eight appearance in 2007. Robinson with the left hand, tough inside. Great start for the Lions. And offensively, they are aggressive right now. Robertson thought about the three. They'll work the ball, though. Schulte posts up Robinson. Wanted to pass. Gets it back. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Duncan recognizes it, goes to the rim, misses it. That was a great defensive possession by Commerce.
Yeah, really, they matched up well, kept pressure on the ball, and forced Lubbock out of their rhythm. They had a couple of passes underneath, just couldn't complete it.
And the ball stolen away. Cunus takes it away and then double dribbles. LCU bench thinking the ball was deflected, and then she gathered it in, but the baseline official said no. She grabbed the steal, took a dribble, and then dribbled again. So it's going to go right back to Texas A&M Commerce.
I think she wanted to pass it and then went back with a dribble, kind of held it in the air for a moment.
The inbound is deflected right into the hands of the young lady who cannot miss. Shania Wright hits again.
Yeah, 3 baskets all within a few seconds, really, 1 minute. Really making a difference for Commerce.
A drive inside, Robertson can't hit. LCU getting looks in the paint, but Commerce being stingy defensively. The pull-up J in transition won't go for Robinson, but a good rebound. Smith outside to Shania Wright, and she does miss.
That was a good look, though.
Yeah, it was.
He really got a good look.
10-4, Texas A&M Commerce lead. And that's with no field goals for Commerce in 2 minutes. Schulte fades and hits. And that's one thing that Allie Schulte, she's going to have that height advantage today on these quicker guards for Commerce.
Yeah, that's the advantage Lubbock has. They're much taller all the way across, 1 through 5, so that's where they need to take advantage.
Good ball movement here by the Lions. Colonel goes up and draws a foul. And I think they got Juliana Robertson. Wait and see what the official says. Oh, they called it on Allie Schulte.
Obviously, Steve Gomez did not like that particular call. He was already down with the official, and he's saying it was hand on top of the ball, and the official was saying, no, there's too much contact. That's why the foul came about.
First free throw off the mark for Commerce. Jason Burton said in their shoot-around this morning, we worked on free throws, and that's because yesterday, even in the win over at Colorado School of Mines, they left some points out on the scoreboard, 18 of 31 yesterday, and you see another miss there. They're going to need those. First quarter, Lubbock Christian, Texas A&M-Commerce here in the semifinals of the South Central Region Tournament. Great catch inside by Laney Burr. The three-point try from Maddox is off the mark. Macy Maddox, the sophomore from Friendship High School, into the game. LCU struggling from the field early. They're just 2 of 7. A whistle inside, and that's going to go against the Lady Shaps as Layla Lawrence got in. We're seeing the styles here, Bryce, early. LCU with their guards and their outside shooting and their passing, but right now Commerce is just using their muscle. They're going in strong.
Well, and that's the thing on a zone. You kind of want to move the ball as quickly as you can and then try to get it someone inside that they can turn and face the basket. That's what Commerce has tried to do so far.
Good free throw there for Layla Lawrence, 6'1" freshman from Louisville. She was named the LSC Sixth Woman of the Year.
Well, and for good reason. She plays well in the post, plays really well in a low post position.
Her second free throw off the mark, too strong. Still an 11-6 lead for the Lions. Right now holding LCU to just 2 for 6 from the floor. Laney Burr tightly guarded right there by Asia Smith. Starts the drive, cut off, throws it away.
Kind of got committed, wanted to step back out of it and thought she had a relief valve out on the wing, just threw it too wide.
All right, first media timeout. It's intense already. These two teams going at it 11-6. Commerce leads by 5. You're watching the Women's NCAA Division II Basketball Championships here from the First United Bank Center. We're back after this timeout.
NCAA expresses our gratitude to our corporate champions and partners. Without their support, these great championship moments and opportunities are not possible for our student athletes. The NCAA's commitment to the highest levels of fairness and well-being, along with the pursuit of excellence in both academics and athletics, helps build a championship culture. With their generosity, our corporate partners make it possible to celebrate champions. Thank you.
We are Lions. We are champions of the determined and a beacon for those wanting a life more fulfilling. We've understood that success isn't born from a wish and a dream, but having a will to forge a way. Why are we so confident? Because we've always turned grit into greatness and determination into deeds. We are Commerce. We are Lions.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. Out of the media timeout, 4:44 to play here in the first period. Texas A&M-Commerce striking first here. They lead 11-6. And Texas A&M-Commerce shooting 71% from the field.
Wow, that's, again, good looks at the free throw line and then inside.
LCU again playing zone, but Commerce moving the ball really well. Lawrence missed a shot, it's tapped around and then controlled by Ashton Duncan. The ball went back into the backcourt.
That is over and back, yes. When the ball goes back over, that's over and back.
Okay. They play on. Duncan. Across to Grace Foster, true freshman. She goes in strong, but the charge is taken by Layla Lawrence. So again, the Lion defense, the rotation, they draw a foul, and for Grace Foster, you go back to this for the first meeting, there's a good replay there that shows the charge. When the two teams played back in January, Grace Foster scored 20 points, had 11 rebounds, and 6 blocks against the Lions. Here's Lawrence. She'll attack Foster and score it at the 10. You know, if you're gonna defeat essentially the two-time national champion, the last 2 times that they've played a national championship, LCU has won. You're gonna have to hit them in the mouth, and that's what Commerce is doing.
Well, yeah. Again, they're trying to use their strength inside, and so and then we got a little foul there on some contact. Jason Burton is going to say, "Hey, you know, we got to keep it the same on both ends."
Just a bump there on the perimeter, and so that resets the shot clock to 20 seconds. A sideline throw in from Macy Maddox. with 3:27 to play first quarter. It's a 7-point lead for Texas A&M-Commerce. LCU basketball as Grace Foster starts the drive and shoots it over Olivia Russell. That's a move in March here, Bryce, that freshmen don't typically make.
No.
On the other end, Lawrence tries to answer, missed the shot. So LCU with some momentum, leading by 5. Schulte tries to find Grace Foster.
Just too much on the pass. Had the right idea, but really just let her too much. And so that turnover sends it back over. And again, turnovers are key.
Yeah.
And so both teams kind of had them here in the early going in the first quarter.
Mentioned Grace Foster and her performance earlier this year against Commerce. She was also named to the All-LSC freshman team. So some talented freshmen on both sides of the floor today. Good ball movement. Robinson penetrates off the pass to her on the wing and scores the 2. That's what makes her so tough to guard. She can take it to the rim, but if you're going to play back, she can pull up for the jump shot. There's a pull-up shot missed by Robertson. But then Audrey Robertson, her sister, steals it right back. Lubbock Christian has 4 turnovers, and they're shooting 37% from the field. That one a miss inside again from Maddox.
And that's the thing that's hurt Lubbock so far is that just the cold shooting compared to what Commerce has been able to do, although Commerce has missed the last few shots they've taken a attempt at.
Up top here, Shania Wright. She's double teamed, so they'll move it over to Deck. Deck goes inside, is blocked. Rebound. James twice again. The Lions everybody's in the paint, and they're battling. It's a 9-point advantage for Texas A&M Commerce. A whistle.
It's going to be a reach-in, yeah.
Juliana Robertson was trying to make the pass out to the perimeter and was fouled.
Maya Deck is going to get called for that one.
We'll have a couple of subs in for each team. Desiree Colonel and also Asia Smith in for Commerce. Ashton Duncan back on the floor for LCU.
Well, with the early tempo in this one, they're going to have to get to the bench.
Here's Duncan. She'll pull up for 2 and hit it. Much needed bucket there for Lubbock Christian. Cuts the Commerce lead to 7. Smith, baseline drive. And then into the paint. The floater missed. Good look inside, but it wouldn't crawl for Mia Deck. And LCU will bring it up. Duncan. Robertson doesn't take too many threes, so they'll work the ball around the perimeter. Foster does shoot threes. Missed it, though.
I think that's the first 3 we've seen in the ballgame so far.
Under a minute to play, first quarter. The winner moves on to play in the regional championship. Here's Robinson, pass into the corner to Deck, shot fake. Her 2 won't fall. So now LCU has had a couple of good defensive possessions. See if they can cut into the 7-point lead before the end of the first quarter. Deani Robinson guarding Schulte. She's got quick hands. Nine seconds. Foster with Colonel guarding her, flips it back to Duncan. The drive, the hang, the shot, no good. And so Coach Burton tells his team, hold on, we'll let the time run out. And after the first quarter, a strong start for Texas A&M Commerce. The Lions lead it 17-10 as they finish the quarter shooting 53% from the field. We'll step aside, take a timeout, come back with the second quarter. You're watching the NCAA tournament here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Well, welcome back to the First United Bank Center on the campus of West Texas A&M University. Game one of the semifinals today between Texas A&M-Commerce and Lubbock Christian. Commerce leading this one 17-10 at the end of the first quarter stanza. And again, you talked, Lucas, about the quick hot shooting for Commerce. They need to continue that here in quarter number two.
Well, and another thing Coach Burton wants to continue is their intensity. I mean, their defensive pressure, you see it right here. They are really hounding the Lady Shaps, making life difficult on the offensive end. And a travel is called as Schulte starts to back down the defense. And Steve Gomez looks puzzled.
Yeah, he didn't see it, but the official had a good look at it, and he said she shuffled her feet, and so that's why the call.
Lawrence, one bounce, tries to throw it down to Colonel, lost it for a second, now back to Robertson. Deani Robinson. Just a complete player. You know, you say, well, we're going to play zone and take away her speed and her quickness. Well, she's hitting shots left and right.
Right. And then almost comes away with a steal. Right almost does.
Schulte, crossover, cut off. Good help defense. Burr. Another charge is drawn. You know, Commerce, they watched the game yesterday, and yesterday for LCU against Colorado State Pueblo, that's what Laney Burr lived with. I mean, She got into the paint. She scored a lot at the rim, and so you just step over, play help defense.
And that's exactly it. You make good adjustments. You watch the film, and that's the tendencies that they've seen that work for them.
Ball loose, and Schulte will try to pick it up. Eventually will. Good steal there for LCU. Uncharacteristic, LCU, 6 turnovers. Commerce just their third.
I think it's just the hard defenses Commerce is playing so far in this one.
Burr back outside to her teammate Whitney Cox, who's off the bench in the game for the Lady Shaps. Shot clock down to 6 seconds. Looking for somebody. Duncan will throw it to Cox. She's got to go to work. Spins, misses the shot. Right now, Layla Lawrence is playing out of her mind defensively. There's a shot missed as it nearly went in for Asia Smith.
Again, you can see Commerce wants to get the tempo going, where LCU wants to slow it down.
Juliana Robertson's going to draw a foul. She had Desiree Colonel was able to make the spin move inside. The help came over late, and so Juliana Robertson will go to the free throw line where she's a 74% shooter.
It's only
we haven't had many free throws, huh?
Yeah, second free throw. Or I should say second foul for Commerce. Second time at the charity stripe.
Really limiting LCU's scoring so far in the game. The free throw is good for Robertson. She has 3 points. Ashton Duncan only has 2 points. Laney Burr doesn't have a shot attempt. And Allie Schulte has 4 points. So right now, Commerce doing the job.
Yeah, I think they're really utilizing their speed, especially on the defensive end, to really kind of frustrate what LCU wants to do offensively.
The lead is at 7. 19-12. Robertson tries to come through and tap the ball away from Colonel. Deani, the floater. She draws some contact, and so it'll be free throws for Deani Robinson. It was a quick whistle there.
It's going to be on Burr, and that's her second.
See if we can see this foul.
At the line, Deani Robinson.
Just that hand got in there.
Yeah, I think just the trailing hand just kind of grabbed, trying to, cause some discomfort there. Got whistle for the foul.
And Deani Robinson makes the first free throw. You mentioned it. That's 2 fouls for Laney Burr. And it looks like Steve Gomez is going to leave her out there, but she has 2 fouls also on the bench right now. Cunus has 2 fouls. Second free throw won't fall for Robinson. Oh, actually, Cunus is on the floor,
Yeah, she's back out there, yeah.
Coach Gomez knows he's got some veteran players that he's hoping will play smart and not pick up a third. Cunus, good pass down inside to Maddox. Burr will try the 3, and it is good. First time that they've gotten a really good look in the half court, and that's what LCU wants to do. They got to start making those threes.
Again, they got it inside, forced it back outside. She had a good look.
Good fake from Deanne Robinson, and the shot was blocked. Great defense by Juliana Robertson. And the LCU crowd getting into it with their team trailing by 5 points. Cunya's three is off. As Deanne Robinson tries to beat the zone down the floor. LCU, when you play Commerce, you got to sprint back.
You do.
I mean,
you
turn
do,
your head.
They're going
sprint
fast.
Robinson will draw contact again. A little bump as she goes to her strong hand, the left.
So as Julia Robertson picking up the foul, and again, they just try to spread out as much as they can and then drive into the paint. And that time, that's where the contact came.
It's so hard to stay with her defensively. She's the fastest player in the conference, one of the fastest players in the country, I imagine. But, you know, you talk about coaching strategy, and I know Steve Gomez has talked to his team about this, but right now, Bryce, we're seeing her get to the left side. That's her dominant hand. LCU defensively got to try to make her go right.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
The free throw, are you kidding me?
That's agonizing.
Deanne Robinson, how many times did it hit the rim and it bounces in? That may be a good sign for Commerce.
You talk about a shooter's touch right there.
A great start for Deanne Robinson. She now has 8 points. Second one off the mark.
But she's 2 of 4 from the free throw line, and the free throw line has not been kind to Commerce so far in the game.
6-point lead for the Lions. Second quarter, 6:15. Good pass, Schulte to Audrey Robertson, who hangs and scores. LCU trails by 4 points. See if Commerce has an answer. No field goals in the last 3:17. They've gotten some free throws, but the shot's not going in. Simone James tries to change that. Cunya's blocks the shot, and then a foul is going to go against LCU. If that's against Cunya's,
that'll be her third. She didn't like the call, but really she got away with contact on the first shot, and then on the rebound, again made contact again, and that's where the second call came from.
Fourth team foul, so the next time Commerce will go into the bonus and shoot some free throws. Shania Wright finds Robinson around the defense, flips that ball up. It almost went in. Good hustle on the rebound, and the shot won't fall for Olivia Russell.
A lot of contact underneath, officials letting them play.
And a turnover, a steal from Audrey Robertson, who's giving some really productive minutes in this first half off the bench for LCU. Schulte works off the ball screen. Going to keep it in her hands. Turn, hang, shot missed. And a good strong rebound that time for Olivia Russell, the freshman from Auburn Hills, Michigan. The LCU crowd travels, don't they, Bryce?
They really do.
A lot of noise.
Great crowd on hand.
Shot missed. Answer on the offensive rebound and put back from Simone James.
Right place, right time, and able to put it back in for the easy two.
For Commerce, their 16th rebound. They're out rebounding LCU by 5. The 5th offensive rebound. Here's a look for Juliana Robertson. 3 won't go, and James goes and snags the defensive board. In transition. Good passing. Wright has her shot blocked. That was going to be pretty tough to get the shot up against Grace Foster. Well, it has the intensity just like we thought it would. Lubbock Christian and Texas A&M-Commerce, the Lions. They lead at 23-17, 4:18 to go before halftime. We're back after this timeout. You're watching the Women's NCAA Tournament here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Well, welcome back to the First United Bank Center on the campus of West Texas A&M University, where Game 1 sees Commerce ahead of Lubbock Christian 23-17, 4:18 left to play here in the first half. And as we anticipated, this has pretty well lived up to the billing.
Well, we started yesterday at noon with 64 teams that were still playing. And then last night, when it was all said and done, we had our 4 Lone Star Conference teams that had moved on. In the national tournament, 32 teams still going today. And after the 2 games we'll see here, it'll be the Sweet 16. Going to be sweet for one of these two.
Absolutely.
Commerce and LCU. Schulte tries to get a steal, but Deck is able to keep the ball. They go inside to Russell. And it was Grace Foster who came over and helped out Ashton Duncan.
Yeah, Russell's getting very frustrated because she's going up but feels 2 bodies are colliding with her every time she does. And they're calling them blocks. They're not giving her the contact.
Right now LCU with 4 shot blocks. Commerce does not have one yet. Here's a deep 3 that does not draw iron as the shot clock was winding down. So LCU doing a better job here in the second quarter defensively.
Right now Commerce going to a full court pressure, the 1-2-2 variety. And trying to speed up Lubbock Christian's offense.
Here's Laney Burr working against Asia Smith. A tough shot that she hits. Look over at Steve Gomez. He kind of had that look like, well, that's not what I really drew up, but
it worked.
We'll take it,
Yeah,
Laney.
absolutely.
That's a confident shooter is what that is. Asia Smith wants a ball screen, and Grace Foster wants another shot block. Making a difference inside, the freshman from Childress. That is her second block here in the first half. LCU still trails by 4. And now they're going to go in. Well, they should go inside to Foster, and they do.
She got the mismatch she wanted.
Colonel comes over, affects the shot.
Yeah.
Commerce
just couldn't complete. Good rotation, just couldn't complete it.
Good move by Colonel, but the shot won't go. The loose ball picked up by the Lions. And Asia Smith will put a wild shot up. They had Shania Wright open on the three-point line, and they missed her there.
Yeah, Commerce, their shot selection hasn't been as strong here lately in the second quarter.
There's the matchup that LCU wanted. Grace Foster will go to the left hand and score the bucket. And that's tough when you're Desiree Colonel because she's making a lot of head fakes and fakes right, goes left. You got to be patient defensively. Foster has 4 points. She just cut the lead to 2, 23-21. Commerce, 1 of their last 12 from the field. And there's a foul, and I think that will put the Lions at the free throw line.
Yeah, that's on Allie Schulte. She has 2 fouls. So Schulte with 2, Laney Burr with 2, Kunyas with 3 on the bench. So that could come into play here in the second half.
At the line, number 2, Mia.
At the end of the first quarter, our score was 17-10. LCU outscoring the Lions 11-6 here in this second quarter, and they've gone cold even at the free throw line. Here's the first one is missed by the Lions. Second one's good.
4 of 10, so shooting 40% for the charity stripe. And that, again, that's why they shot around earlier today, because they've got to be more consistent at the free throw line.
Macy Maddox will bring it up for LCU with Deani Robinson hawking the ball. Duncan, three-pointer. Duncan missed the three, and then a foul was committed as Robertson set the screen to free open the shooter. She was run over.
And what Wright is saying to the official, screen's one thing, but if they're moving side to side, you got to allow me to get free. Got to get through.
And Jason Burton, I think, is maybe asking the same
thing, yeah.
Because the foul was not on the shot for Duncan. There's no free throws.
Right.
Throw in for LCU, and they just barely get it into Robertson. She can't get around the defense. Good job by Jordan Beatty. Grace Foster will pull up for a two, and it's off the mark. A minute and 20 seconds left here in the second quarter. Robinson through traffic, got up a shot, missed it.
She's deceptively quick.
I mean, she could probably make those moves inside of a phone booth. She is quick. Duncan for three, got it! And with that shot, we are tied, 24-24. Under a minute to play. The Lions, they could really use a bucket. They've not made a field goal in nearly 4 minutes. The two-pointer missed. LCU with the rebound. Here's Macy Maddox. Nothing going, so she backs up. Burr couldn't get open because of the defense that Asia Smith is playing on her. Duncan drives, loses it, and that's out of bounds going back to Texas A&M-Commerce.
Good defense. And again, that's how Commerce started the ball game today. Really tight defense, causing some problems for LCU. Trying to get back to that here late in the second quarter.
You think Coach Burton will slow things down here, Bryce, with the game tied and just 30 seconds left?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you got the shot clock at your advantage, and so go ahead and take some time, take the best shot you can with no time left on the clock.
LCU now for the game, shooting.
Yeah, they're 10 of 30 for 40%, or 33%, excuse me.
In this quarter, though, they picked it up, shooting 45%. Meanwhile, Commerce this quarter is 2 of 15. After a good start in the first quarter, Robinson's going to just dribble just across the half-court line, hold the ball into the game for LCU. Up top, Shaylee Stovall defensively as they go man-to-man. Wright puts up a two and a big shot. She hit it. 3 seconds left. Maddox across the half-court line, the heave, and it's off the mark. And so Commerce did hold for the last shot, and Shania Wright scored her 8th point to give Texas A&M-Commerce a 2-point lead as the teams go into the locker room for halftime. What a first half. Can't imagine what the second half is going to be like as these two teams battle for a berth in the Sweet 16. We'll step aside, take a timeout, come back, and we'll have the halftime stats for you. Give you a little preview of the second game tonight, which will feature West Texas A&M and Texas Women's University. You're watching the Women's NCAA Division II Basketball Championships right here on the LSC Digital Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect
It's the name of the game.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
The NCAA expresses our gratitude to our corporate champions and partners. Without their support, these great championship moments and opportunities are not possible for our student athletes. The NCAA's commitment to the highest levels of fairness and well-being, along with the pursuit of excellence in both academics and athletics, helps build a championship culture. With their generosity, our corporate partners make it possible to celebrate champions. Thank you.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. We're at halftime of the first semifinal matchup today, featuring Texas A&M-Commerce and Lubbock Christian University. A tight ball game, no surprise, 26-24. The Lions with the lead over the Lady Chaps. Let's look at the team statistics through the first two quarters. And we talked about in the first quarter how Commerce had the hot hands shooting, yes, and LCU did not. Kind of switched in the second quarter, and as a result, LCU actually shooting a little bit higher on the field goal percentage, 39% to 35%. Commerce, one of the things that propelled them yesterday in their opening round win was the three-point basket. In particular, Shania Wright with her 5 threes. Lubbock Christian playing the zone defense primarily in the first half. They're trying to cover up shooters, and Commerce has yet to hit a three to this point. They're 0 for 3. Big advantage on rebounds, though, 22 to 15. And if you're Jason Burton, the stat that you maybe like most, Bryce, is turnovers. His team only committed 5 in that first half, so that's a good stat. As they finish that second quarter, though, let's first talk about Texas A&M Commerce, things that maybe Jason Burton's talking about with his team in the locker room at halftime.
Well, I think some of the things that they did well, especially in that first quarter, they were moving the ball really crisply, and that allowed them to get shots on the inside. And so that's why they were shooting 74% early in the ball game from the floor, because they were able to penetrate and get some good looks with their post players inside. Lubbock Christian makes the adjustment, tries to force them to the outside a little bit. Then the passing wasn't as crisp, so they weren't trying to move the zone as much. So I think if he's going to make some adjustments, let's get back to what we did at the beginning of the game, move the ball well, try to keep them on their heels a little bit, and then let's get some good looks in the lane.
Points in the paint is 12-10 in favor of Texas A&M Commerce. Points off turnovers is actually 10-2 in favor of the Lions, with LCU committing those 7 turnovers. So that one's in favor of Commerce as well. Free throws, just 40%. That hurting the Lions a little bit. 4 of 10 there. LCU 4 for 4. Now on the other side for Lubbock Christian, Steve Gomez's team, they really battled back. I mean, they played much better defensively in the second quarter, got a little more physical to match, honestly, the way Commerce started the game with their strength.
Yeah, I think absolutely. They kind of got the wind knocked out of them early, and again, we're back on their heels, had to try to make some adjustments, and his coaching staff did that. And so in the second quarter, they started to get some penetration. They got some shots to fall inside, and then when you do that, that opens up the outside. They were able to get a couple of threes to drop as well.
For Texas A&M Commerce, individually leading the way through the first half, Shania Wright with 8 points, including that last 2-pointer that she hit before the horn sounded at the end of the first half. 8 points for Deani Robinson. She's been tremendous, 3 of 7 from the field, doing a good job there on the perimeter. And also for Commerce, getting some good production from Simone James. 4 points, but 9 first-half rebounds. That's huge. Layla Lawrence, good defense as well. She's taken 2 charges already against LCU. That has resulted in some foul trouble for the Lady Chaps, as Channing Cunya's picked up 3 first-half fouls. Lainey Burr has 2 personal fouls, and Allie Schulte also has 2 fouls. For LCU, the points, there's good depth in terms of the distribution. Ashton Duncan has 5, Lainey Burr has 5. They're spreading the wealth, if you will. Allie Schulte with 4, Juliana Robertson with 4. But one player, Bryce, that I think made a big difference in the first half is the freshman for LCU, Grace Foster. Defensively, she comes in and does a good job with a couple of shot blocks, scores 4 points inside, and they needed her presence in the paint.
Yeah, I think that made a big difference once they kind of, Commerce was taking it to them on the inside early, and so they needed to make that adjustment. So they bring Grace in there. She gives them some balance underneath, again, puts good ball pressure on the shooters underneath, and that, I think, thwarted them a little bit on trying to get those low post shots. And so, again, they had to go back to the outside and just couldn't get them to drop.
Texas A&M-Commerce trying to move on to the regional championship. Last time they did that, 2007. Lubbock Christian, they're trying to do it yet again, as they have never lost in a regional tournament. Our score at halftime, 26-24. We'll take another timeout, come back, and we'll look at our second game of the day, which will feature the Lady Buffs, the number 1 seed here in the tournament, against number 4 seed Texas Women's. Here at halftime, Lions up by 2. We're back with more basketball after this.
NCAA expresses our gratitude to our corporate champions and partners. Without their support, these great championship moments and opportunities are not possible for our student athletes. The NCAA's commitment to the highest levels of fairness and well-being, along with the pursuit of excellence in both academics and athletics, helps build a championship culture. With their generosity, our corporate partners make it possible to celebrate champions. Thank you.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
We are at halftime here at the First United Bank Center. Game number 1 of today, the semifinal featuring Texas A&M-Commerce and Lubbock Christian University. And at the half, the Lions lead 26-24. Lucas Kinsey along with Bryce Sheets, our director Jacob Griffin, the Thunder Vision production team doing a fantastic job all day yesterday. It was a lot of fun. 4 games, a little tired at the end of the day, but it's a lot of fun, certainly with March Madness. The day concluded last night with an overtime game, as it should, with in March. But it was Texas Women's University that got the win in overtime over MSU Denver, 90-83 for the Pioneers. It was their first in program history, first win in NCAA tournament history for Beth Gilson and TWU. So they advance, winning by 7 points in overtime to face later tonight, Bryce, number 1 seed, and host team, West Texas A&M, the Lady Buffs. They won their game over Colorado Mesa 70-64. Coach Prock said they made it a lot closer than what he had hoped for. They built a 21-point lead late in the game, but kind of let their foot off the gas pedal, and Colorado Mesa made a big comeback. Lady Buffs hold on, though, and they win, but this game coming up tonight, you say, well, the Lady Buffs are the number 1 seed. They've won 12 of their last 13. They're playing with a lot of momentum, and they're playing at home, so it's going to be tough for TWU. But the Pioneers already beat the Lady Buffs back in the regular season.
And beat them convincingly. And so, again, when you kind of look at that one, you say, what? That was a two-game road trip loss for the Lady Buffs against Midwestern. And then, of course, Texas Women's. Texas Women's is one of those programs in the Lone Star Conference that really you look forward to playing if you were a Lady Buff, because usually could notch it up as a win, but boy, what a nice job they've done to turn everything around for the Pioneers. And so now they are a conference favorite.
You know, Texas Women's has the freshman of the year in the Lone Star Conference, and we got to see her last night, Ashley Ingram. She was impressive, a double-double, 19 points, 11 rebounds, big, strong body, 6'2", but is a great passer, had last night 3 assists, complete player as she can go out on the perimeter and hit jump shots as well. They got good production from Scout Huffman. She scored 15 points for TWU, and also Sadie Moyer, one of their guards, scored 26 points and was a perfect 12 for 12 at the free throw line. But this Lady Buff team, Bryce, you've seen them a couple of times late in this run, and Josh Prock, he has them playing from the beginning of the season when we saw him to now. It's a totally different team.
Well, and I think that kind of sums up what took place in January against Texas Women's from the standpoint that they were still trying to find their rhythm. They were trying to get comfortable, so many new players, trying to figure out how people cut, how they move, how they do different things. And so, again, I think, they weren't there yet, and that's what's happened on this run you're talking about now. And so I think they feel very comfortable, and they enjoy playing with each other as far as knowing where the players are going to be out on the floor.
Good look there at the bench, huddled up around head coach Steve Gomez. The LCU Lady Shaps, 27 wins, 6 losses. They won last year right here in this arena, the regional title, cut down the nets at the First United Bank Center with a 78-65 win over Southwestern Oklahoma State. And if you're Texas A&M-Commerce, you want to win the regional championship, you got to knock out the champion. And that's what Jason Burton's team is. You see there, Deani Robinson, she's only a sophomore, but she plays much older than what her experience would say, Bryce. They're going to have to continue to play hard and take it to LCU in this second half.
Well, she has great vision. She sees the floor really well, and again, sees where a teammate is open. If she can't get it to them, if she's going to penetrate and try to make something happen. And so, again, you're right. She plays above her age, basically, plays like a veteran player. And so that's something coaches love to see and love to rely on.
On the other side for Lubbock Christian, all these veteran players that have been in these playoff games and tournament experience. And I think in the first half, you look at Juliana Robertson. She was 1 for 5 from the field, did have 6 rebounds, but struggled shooting. Ashton Duncan just scored 5 points. Allie Schulte was limited to just 4. And then they kind of got Lainey Burr in a little bit of foul trouble. These seniors, they've been in these big moments. Look for LCU to go to those players in the second half.
Yeah, and again, they've been here before. They know how to do it. And so, again, their nervousness level should be pretty low because they are comfortable in this situation. They know what they did wrong at the beginning of the ball game and the things they need to correct. I'm sure that's one of the things Coach Gomez talked about is, we want to move it a little more offensively, but we want to continue to attack in the paint because if we do that, that opens up the outside to allow their three-point shooters to go ahead and let them launch.
We're going to take one final timeout, and when we come back, we'll start second half action. Texas A&M-Commerce leads 26-24 over LCU. Back with second half action after these messages.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
The NCAA expresses our gratitude to our corporate champions and partners. Without their support, these great championship moments and opportunities are not possible for our student athletes. The NCAA's commitment to the highest levels of fairness and well-being, along with the pursuit of excellence in both academics and athletics, helps build a championship culture. With their generosity, our corporate partners make it possible to celebrate champions. Thank you.
All right, we're ready for third quarter action. It'll be Texas A&M-Commerce, their basketball to start the third quarter. Lucas Kinsey along with Bryce Sheets, glad to have you joining us for round 2 of the NCAA tournament. Winner of this one will advance and play on Monday night, 7 o'clock, with a chance to go to Birmingham, Alabama for the Elite Eight. Good passing against the zone leads to a really good look for Simone James. Just a step in front of the free throw line, and a good start for Commerce. Looks like how they started the game against the zone defense.
Absolutely. Move the ball, move it, get the defense moving so you have an open shot in the middle just like they had.
Schulte picks up her dribble, and again, look how far Commerce has got LCU away from the bucket. Duncan sets her feet and hits the three. So Commerce started the way they wanted to. LCU, same thing.
And that'll be a challenge for Commerce. Can they stay on the shooters defensively?
28-27 the score. Left hand, foul, count the bucket. Simone James. Good strength there from Simone James. She extends the Commerce lead to 3.
So Schulte picks up her third, so both she and Cunus with 3 fouls here early in the third quarter.
Mentioned that Juliana Louis unable to go, and hate that for that young lady as she's at the end of the bench wearing a boot today after injuring her ankle. But you know, Bryce, she is so proud of her teammates, especially Simone James. 9 points, 9 rebounds today. It's a 4-point lead for Texas A&M-Commerce, and Cunus got up in the air, lost the ball. LCU thought that was a carry by Desiree Colonel. They play on. Robinson tries to squeeze a pass into Colonel, who takes it away from the defense, goes at Burr, scores it on the right block. (33-27), Texas A&M-Commerce. Schulte wants it inside. It's going to turn, left hand, rolls around and goes. If they can isolate her against Robinson down there,
they feel they have the advantage inside that way, and so she showed that, which got a good look.
Ball tried to go inside to James. It was deflected and into the hands of Juliana Robertson. She'll go up and under and draw a foul, and initially that looked like a travel.
That's what I thought too, and I think that's what Coach Burton is going to say as well.
Here's the replay, Bryce.
She stopped and then took 2 steps.
The only question is when she tries to take that first step, was she tripped?
Right. And the official says yes, and so that's where that foul came about.
Went against Simone James, and so Juliana Robertson makes the first free throw. Robertson was strong yesterday.
3 of 3 from the charity stripe so far.
This is the second one.
Shouldn't have said that.
5 points, 6 rebounds for the senior from Kerrville. Shania Wright goes inside to Layla Lawrence. A nice spin move and then a soft touch to put it in.
And that's what they want to do. They want to go against Cunus inside and make her commit the foul.
Cunus with 3 fouls. You're right, she picks up one here. She's going to have to go to the bench. They go inside to Lainey Burr. She'll try to fade and gets the shot off and then hits the floor hard. Official calls the foul against Asia Smith. She looks surprised.
Smith is asking what the contact was. The official, again, if you go straight up, they're not going to call it, but if you come down on the play, and you see right here, she came down a little bit.
She felt like she
thought she stayed up, but she, again, continuing with the official there.
So Burr will go to the free throw line for LCU. First trip for Lainey Burr. And with the foul for Asia Smith, just her first personal. And Lainey Burr connects there. Cuts the lead to 4. 17 points yesterday in the win over Colorado State Pueblo. Both of those good. Grace Foster off the bench to come in for Cunus.
Yeah, Coach Gomez does not want her to pick up her 4th foul. Still 7:06 left to play in the 3rd.
Lawrence, good post position, is going to turn and shoot it over Grace Foster. Both Layla Lawrence and Simone James. It's like they kind of came together today and said, we're going to play lights out for our teammate, Juliana Louis, who was unable to go. The pass nearly taken away there by Deani Robinson. Instead, it finds the hands of one of the best shooters in the country, and Ashton Duncan hits it again.
Well, that's her third three-pointer of the ballgame. She has 11. Again, got a good look and let it fly.
Robinson at the defense, draws the foul. She has been able to do that successfully today. This one, I believe, goes against Juliana Robertson.
Robertson, yeah, picked up the foul again. Same thing, came down with her hand instead of going straight up. And that, you ask the officials to be consistent, and they have on both ends.
First free throw, nothing but nylon there for Deani Robinson. Really, Ashton Duncan, Bryce, her shooting kind of keeping LCU in this game right now.
Definitely is.
Keeping them very close. Both free throws good for Deani Robinson. It's been a really strong third quarter here for Commerce. But LCU keeping pace. 13 points for the Lions, 11 for LCU. Foster with a bunny inside. How did that one not go down?
Yeah, Robertson fell down trying to get her the pass and then just couldn't get a good look at the basket.
6 minutes to play, third quarter. Wright with an open jumper, missed it. And with a reach, the one-handed rebound.
Foster goes above everybody and pulls that one in.
The good thing for Steve Gomez and the unlucky thing for opponents of LCU is Grace Foster is a true freshman. Schulte, ball slapped away, gets it back, and now she's going to go to work against Shania Wright. Patient, turns, shot missed. And then Robertson, that's a silly foul there because the rebound was already secured by Layla Lawrence. Now Glenn Dixon, one of the officials, comes in and
he's warning the bench.
He tells LCU's bench you got to sit down.
Yeah.
Which, it's I don't know because I wasn't paying attention. The bench call, just from my years that I used to coach, when they're getting excited about a made shot or something like that, let those things go. If they're complaining about calls, maybe not.
Right. And that's the case. They're still having a conversation over there. And again, said it's a bench warning.
Right.
And so
that may have been the case.
Yeah.
The foul did go against Juliana Robertson.
That's her third.
So ball to Texas A&M-Commerce. They lead by 4. Simone James, high-low look, stolen away. Great job by Juliana Robertson playing free safety. Comes over and steals it. Bird. Commerce cutting off every time there's an opportunity for LCU to drive into the paint. Robertson will spin, draw contact. Colonel picks up the foul.
Yeah, that's almost looks like a makeup because she drug her back foot and got away with it. And I'm sure Coach Martin wants a travel on that one. And so instead his team comes up with a foul.
Free throw's good there. As Juliana Robertson has been good today. 4 of 5 at the free throw line. 6 points now to go with her 6 rebounds. Got them both.
I'm not sure they're checking to see if she may have blood on her knee or something along that line.
We did this a couple of times yesterday.
When she was driving before, this was 2 plays ago, she hit the deck really hard and may have scraped her knee. And so saw some blood, and I think that's what they're wanting the trainers to attend to.
Just one of the players off the bench here. Take my knee pad. Get in there.
Yeah.
2-point game. Lions basketball. They lead. 5 minutes to play. Third quarter. In the semifinals of the South Central Regional Tournament. These 2 Lone Star Conference foes playing for the second time this year. Colonel, some strength inside, misses it, and Grace Foster again affecting the shot. Colonel has the strength to go up against the freshman, but Foster with her long arms affecting these shots.
And it really is. Again, inside, they're blocking these shots away. You can see right here, she goes up and tipped it out of bounds, so it'll be Commerce back.
Lions lead by 2, 4:45 to play here in the third quarter. You're watching the Women's NCAA Division II basketball tournament on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network. Back after this.
NCAA expresses our gratitude to our corporate champions and partners. Without their support, these great championship moments and opportunities are not possible for our student athletes. The NCAA's commitment to the highest levels of fairness and well-being, along with the pursuit of excellence in both academics and athletics, helps build a championship culture. With their generosity, our corporate partners make it possible to celebrate champions. Thank you.
We are Lions. We are champions of the determined and a beacon for those wanting a life more fulfilling. We've understood that success isn't born from a wish and a dream, but having a will to forge a way. Why are we so confident? Because we've always turned grit into greatness and determination into deeds. We are Commerce. We are Lions.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center on the campus of West Texas A&M University. Again, a nail-biter here, 39-37. Commerce hanging on to that 2-point lead.
At this point, lower scoring than maybe both coaches would want, but each side playing very physical on defense.
Oh, and that's Robertson picking up her 4th foul. So she threw a block there.
That hurts LCU without a doubt. Robertson, great defensive player, and one of those players that can get inside and score offensively. So she comes out, Allie Schulte back on. Shania Wright, good idea, but too much mustard there.
And that's the thing, just the right idea, just you're playing faster than your other players are playing, and they just couldn't catch up with the pass.
So Lubbock Christian basketball, as they trail by 2 points. Maddox in the game with Burr, Schulte, Grace Foster, and Audrey Robertson. They work it inside to Grace. Foster, shot blocked away by Simone James. Continuing to play solid. They try to go to James, and the ball is poked away. It's just tough to get buckets right now.
It really is, especially inside for both teams. Again, the officials are letting them have the contact underneath, and so again, it's just hard if you're not, especially if you're not hitting from outside.
Inbounds play here. They just toss it up to Desiree Colonel. She's double teamed, so she gets it to Wright. Her shot won't go, and Foster secures the rebound. Transition opportunity here for LCU, and they beat Commerce at their own game. Maddox with the good bounce pass found Schulte.
And again, just a nice pass, good lead up the floor, and she was able to drop that in.
Tied 39-39, Lions basketball. Colonel wanted the ball, trying to post up there against Foster. Lions could use one of those outside shots that they were hitting yesterday. They're going to go inside to James, though. She's double teamed and bumped off her spot, so a foul is called against LCU.
It may be on Audrey Robinson. We'll see right here. Yeah, and she decides to slide in and then uses her body, slides in to commit the foul.
So they're over the limit with the fouls, LCU, and that sends Commerce to the free throw line, where today the Lions are 7 of 13. That one was in the hole the entire way there.
Yeah,
good form.
Good rotation, everything on the shot. It's exactly what you're looking for.
So James gives her team a 1-point lead. She'll try to make it 2. She's been fantastic today. Now with 10 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double for Simone James.
Yeah, just playing so effectively inside, and so we're going to give her a bit of a breather here with 3:30 left to play here in the third. 41-39, Commerce with the lead by 2.
Here's Schulte working on Desiree Colonel. Going to try her little step-through move, misses the shot, and a great block out from Colonel that's going to force a foul on Schulte. That's great.
That's her
good defense.
So she has 4. Robertson has 4. Cunus on the bench with 3.
That's how you play it right here. Yeah. Shot goes up, you block out, go get that rebound.
Let her go over the back, and that's where the foul came about.
So with the foul, it also is going to send Desiree Colonel to the other end to shoot some free throws. She is 0 for 2 today. Has an opportunity here to extend the lead. Makes that first one. Talking to Coach Burton before the game, and he said, Desiree had such a good second half, kind of had to wake her up. And he said, Coach, you watch her play, and it's almost like the other team kind of got her angry, got her a little frustrated. When that happened, I said, it really turned on for her. And he said she plays that way. She plays with a chip on her shoulder.
Well, coaches like that, too. Again, if you can find something to kind of get you motivated, and that's the case here. And so it gives them now that 4-point lead.
3-minute mark here in the third quarter. Ball loose there from Maddox. Goes and picks it up.
It's actually a double dribble they didn't call.
And nearly turned over. Coming over to help Olivia Russell. Almost had the steal. They'll inbound. Audrey Robertson. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Foster, she can hit that shot. It's in and out. The rebound, Audrey Robertson finds it and squeezes through for a bucket.
And that was just good determination on her part. Stayed after with the rebound and then just split the defense. Goes in for the 2.
All of 5'8". Got some tape in the left nostril right now, it looks like. Some toughness from the sophomore. Here's a shot in the corner for Commerce. The 3 won't fall. And it goes out of bounds. It's going to go back to LCU. Shania Wright giving that shooting motion afterwards, thinking, yesterday those went in.
Yeah, and that what a difference that day makes. They just have not had a good touch from 3. 0 for 4 in the ballgame.
Commerce Lions still lead, but it's just 2 points, 43-41. Some pressure in the backcourt. LCU breaks it. Conyers is back in the game. She's got 3 fouls. Oh, it was a good pass inside, but Robertson wasn't able to hang on, so it's going to go back to...
I think it might have hit her in the nose. She's got hit in the nose and has, something there to control the bleeding, and I think that pass hit her in the nose.
They're going to have to find that face shield that, that Lainey Burr wore 2 years ago.
There you go.
Ball movement around the perimeter. And
offensive foul on the push-off.
On who? The ball was being passed inside to Lawrence. It was against Lawrence. Okay, so she was posting up inside. Let's look at that again. And they say that her off arm extended out. Initially didn't see that one, but it goes back to LCU as Conyers brings it down. Being pressured the entire way by Russell. Good passing. Conyers, left hand. Late whistle. She's going to go to the free throw line.
Very late whistle.
Called it against Deani Robinson. It's a 2-shot foul, so Conyers will go to the free throw line. She has yet to score today. Here's a replay. It was a great pass.
Yeah, and again, contact was made right there as she went. It was just a late whistle. Contact was really there early. So
the Lions 0 for their last 4, no field goals over the last 5, 30. So Bryce, after they started the third quarter so hot, this end of the third quarter looks like the way that Commerce ended the second quarter.
And that's exactly right. And so the end of the quarters are what's causing them some difficulties.
2 free throws made, and we're tied. 43-43, 1:26 to play here in the third quarter. This is just a great game. These two teams are just duking it out back and forth.
Well, what Coach Gomez is trying to do, he doesn't want anybody to pick up a silly foul, so got everybody out that's in foul trouble.
Into the lineup for LCU, number 34, Whitney Cox. Robinson off the bounce. The left-handed shot won't fall. A rebound, though, for the Lions. Second attempt, no. Cox gets the rebound for LCU. Jason Burton questioning that there maybe should have been a foul call. Duncan dribbles down as we have 1 minute left here in the third quarter. LCU trying to regain the lead. Duncan fouled. That was a possession where it was in the hands of Ashton Duncan the entire way. She just waited till she saw an opening.
He's asking why is that at that end but not at my end? Same kind of contact, and you're not being consistent. And that's what he's asking. You can tell by his shoulder shows.
So look at head coach Jason Burton, a fierce competitor in his 8th season at Texas A&M-Commerce. The Lions making the jump to Division I next year. First free throw good, second one no good. So LCU has the lead, 44-43. Under a minute to play. Third quarter. Lions being patient on this possession. Robinson trying to find an opening. Does. And in and out on the shot. The battle for the rebound controlled by Whitney Cox. That shot, that floater in the paint nearly dropped for Deanne Robinson.
And again, Coach Burton saying there's contact there that you didn't call. You're just calling it on one end.
Under 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. Dribbling up top. Macy Maddox. Going to work that clock. Can nearly take it all the way down. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Can't get around. Colonel pokes the ball free into the hands of Duncan. 2 seconds. Ashton Duncan to the hole. Got the shot right before the end of the quarter. Ashton Duncan has 14 points, and LCU will take a 3-point lead into the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line when we come back. This is March Madness.
Here, we are a community of dreamers, achievers, and believers, taking you to new heights, where passions are discovered and leaders are born. Careers start here at Lubbock Christian University.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Well, welcome back. 46-43 as we go to the fourth quarter. Watch this replay as Ashton Duncan drives just before the horn sounds. And again, 14 points for her here in this ballgame. Lucas, as you mentioned, she didn't score the last time they played, and so she's trying to make up for some in their last ball game.
I would say she's doing that, Bryce, carrying the team today. She's the only player for LCU in double figures right now with her 14 points. LCU will take a 3-point lead now as we start fourth quarter. Commerce has battled so hard. You know they're not going away. Duncan open for three. She hits it. She's feeling it, and it's a 6-point lead for LCU. Commerce needs an answer here. The player of the year in the conference drives strong, and Whitney Cox blocks it away. Robinson hits the floor hard.
And now.
And Coach Burton is frustrated. We'll look at this again. I mean, she hit the floor very hard. Cox blocks the shot up top. The question is, was there any contact underneath? And that's what Coach Burton is upset about. You know, she falls into Laney Burr after that shot was blocked. Oh, no, we've got a technical. After the ball was just inbounded.
Well, they had a bench warning on Coach Burton just before that, and so he went right back to the same official, and so, again, got a technical, and now he's getting an explanation from one of the other officials, because and I think he's got a point from the standpoint of the contact underneath. You're calling it on one end. Why is it you're not getting the same thing?
Ashton Duncan, that's the right player to have at the free throw line. She's making everything at this point, so she sinks both of the free throws after the technical, and that's a big spot there. You go from a 6-point lead to an 8-point lead, and now LCU gets the ball back, so these Lions are going to have to dig in and get a defensive stop. The momentum has shifted. Audrey Robertson working up top to Burr, and that's an offensive foul.
Yeah, she reached around trying to clear, and that you got to call that one, and so Burr's going to pick up her third. And so Steve Gomez may not like
You'll see
it,
the off arm.
But you can see she wraps it around. Yeah, and so that's where the foul came about.
For Lainey Burr,
for
third personal foul. Commerce ball, big possession here for the Lions, right? Not much space. They have closed out shooters all day today. Robinson fakes out Cox, can't get the shot off. The size inside has affected the Lions today, whether it's been Grace Foster or Whitney Cox. They've done a good job inside defensively for LCU. Maddox to drive, tried to hang in the air and twist and take put the shot up, but it's off the mark. Good defense by Texas A&M-Commerce. They trail by 8 points, 8.5 minutes to play, fourth quarter. Robinson bumped, falls down, foul's called. Let's see who they got. Is that on? Audrey Robertson.
So that's only her second. So
Whitney Cox, good minutes defensively. She gets a hand, comes out. Grace Foster in. And an offensive foul is going to be called against Simone James.
I think that was a frustration foul. Trying to get clear so she could.
Well, that's what's so hard to do right now, Bryce. The spot that Commerce is in, you're only down by 8, but emotions are high.
Yes.
There's been a technical foul called, some calls not going your way. LCU's hitting shots. How are you going to respond? Great job there. They get a steal. The ball fumbled away, loose, and it will be tied up. Possession arrow in favor of Commerce. So that was a nice response there to get the steal. And then the Lions fortunate that the possession arrow shows it's going their way.
Again, as you have mentioned, not tempers, but emotions are getting high. They're starting to build, obviously, because trying to continue on in the playoffs, and so everybody's paying with every ounce they got out there.
What can fix that if you're Commerce is a shot to be made. On the backside right now, Shania Wright is open if they can find her against this zone. Good penetration, a 2 off the back rim. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with Texas A&M-Commerce. Those shots right there, Bryce, early in the game, and really at the start of the third quarter for the Lions, they were falling.
Yeah, they were, and right now they're not getting anything inside, and they don't feel comfortable shooting long-range shots, so they have to take it inside.
Commerce still has yet to score in the fourth period. They only trail by 8. The pass inside to Wright. Good job. Goes underneath. Couldn't get the shot off on the left side, so she takes a bounce, goes under, cuts the lead to 6.
She was hot to begin the ball game, and then it's cooled off until that basket right there.
51-45 LCU. Ashton Duncan. She's had the hot hand here in the second half. Going to go to Burr. Burr loses the ball. They say it's going to stay with LCU. Stops the clock. 7 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Lubbock Christian trying to remain perfect in South Central Regional Tournament play, which is just incredible when you think about it. They're 12-0 all-time in this tournament. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Duncan loses the ball, and a foul is called. Tough break there for the Lions. There was only 3 seconds on the shot clock.
That's going to go against Wright.
Shania Wright really was playing pretty solid defense, and then the hand came down, the ball stripped free. LCU gets a reset on the shot clock. Good pressure there by Colonel. They leave Robertson open. LCU will milk the clock. Robertson, jump stop, ball's blocked. Good defense from Asia Smith. 7 seconds on the shot clock. This is a big possession here for Commerce. If they can get a stop.
And that's going to be the key. They've got to be able to not allow a good shot to be taking place. Only 7 seconds on the play clock.
Maddox gets it in to Burr, who fades, and her shot off the mark. They go to Colonel at the free throw line. She'll go around the defense, and they're going to count the bucket. Yes.
I mean,
it goes.
That was similar to one we saw in the first half that they didn't count.
Well, it was interesting because everybody stopped playing right there.
And then she just kept going.
Colonel did not stop.
It to go.
So count the bucket for Desiree Colonel. And the lead is back to 4. She can cut it to 3.
As that was on Cunus, I think she's fouled out.
Cunus with her 4th.
4th foul, that's right. Sorry, 4th foul.
So Cunus has 4. Allie Schulte has 4. Juliana Robertson has 4 fouls. The free throw would not drop. So the lead stays at 4. 51-47 LCU. Schulte back to Duncan. Another 3. You betcha.
5 threes in the ball game for Ashton Duncan.
You try to stop Allie Schulte. A second defender comes over. The problem was the second defender was guarding Ashton Duncan. Here's a 3 and answer for the Lions. A big one for Mia Deck.
Their first made 3 of the ball game.
Huge answer there. And they say, did they say that was a 2-pointer? Foot was on the line.
Oh, is that what they said?
54-49, right?
That's what it shows.
Okay, the 3-pointer on the other side. Duncan shooting. She's unconscious right now. Look at this one, how deep the shot is from Ashton Duncan. She has 25 points. LCU leads 57-49. Timeout taken. We'll take one as well. 5:32 still to play in the ball game, and the Lubbock Christian Lady Shaps lead it 57-49. We're back after this.
Here, we are a community of dreamers, achievers, and believers, taking you to new heights, where passions are discovered and leaders are born. Careers start here at Lubbock Christian University.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Well, 5:32 left to play here in the ball game. Game 1, the first of our 2 semifinals here tonight in what is really a Lone Star Conference final, with 4 Lone Star Conference teams in the NCAA South Central Regional Final. And 57-49, Lubbock Christian has controlled things here in the second half and lead this one. Again, via the 3, they are 7 of 12 from long range.
If you're Texas A&M-Commerce, you got to find a way to locate Ashton Duncan, as she has been on fire in this second half shooting threes. 25 points for the game for Duncan. Simone James fakes out the defense, misses the shot. Good rebound inside. The follow won't go for Olivia Russell. So LCU gets the stop, and now they're going to bring it down in the half court, slow things down with this 8-point lead, work the shot clock, and try to get high percentage shots. Schulte, bounce pass. Robertson erased. Great shot block from Russell. Quick passing from the Lions. Robinson off the dribble. Her left-handed shot. Teardrop hits it.
Yeah, it's her athleticism keeping Commerce involved in this one.
57-51. And the foul called there.
Yeah, and again, that's kind of those, and I'm sure Coach Burton is thinking, you know, there's very limited contact out there, and you're making that call, and you're not calling anything inside, and that's what he's kind of looking at.
All right, so we'll go to the media timeout. 4:16 left in this game. Texas A&M-Commerce and Lubbock Christian, they've been battling till the end here. We'll be back with the last 4:16 after this timeout.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Here, we are a family of dreamers, achievers, and believers, seeking adventure and forging friendships. Where you find your voice and share it with the world. Discover your calling here at Lubbock Christian University.
.416 left to play here in the first semifinal between Texas A&M-Commerce and Lubbock Christian. Lubbock Christian has controlled things in the second half. They lead 57-51. 4:17 left to play here in the ball game.
Sideline throw in for Allie Schulte. Senior with 8 points, a couple of rebounds today. They go inside to Laney Burr. Right back out to Maddox. Shot clock, 10 seconds. And Robertson traveled.
One of those, you just got the right idea when you start your
Flintstone
movement.
feet.
Yeah, exactly. Too early. And so that's where the travel came about.
A little bit of yabba-dabba-doo there. 4:01 to play in this fourth quarter. Texas A&M-Commerce, last time they moved on to a South Central Region Championship, 2007. Went to the Elite Eight that year. Lubbock Christian trying to go back to a familiar spot. Shania Wright cut off, goes behind the back, and then is fouled as she was making that pass to her teammate. I think the official just turned and told Shania Wright, I got the call. Again, emotions running high here in this one with LCU and Texas A&M-Commerce. So much at stake. Both sides so competitive and so talented.
Going to bring Grace Foster in because they don't want Robinson to pick up her fifth foul.
Wright off the inbound. Her shot off the side. What a strong rebound inside by Simone James. And she was fouled. And it went against Audrey.
That's her third.
Robertson.
Right.
Look at this replay. The shot off the mark.
Way off the mark, but a nice offensive board, puts it back up and in high off the glass, and then gets the foul.
Commerce, a very strong rebounding team. In fact, today they're out-rebounding LCU 37-25. That was the 14th offensive rebound. But the free throw line has continued to hurt the Lions today.
Right. That's one of the things we're going to talk about after the ball game. Just needed to make, especially in that first half.
They're now 11 for 19 at the charity stripe. The lead is cut to 4. Now if you're Commerce, you got to continue to get stops. Duncan tries another three and misses. LCU fans ready to erupt as they've seen a lot of those fall. Here's Deani Robinson, fakes the 3, 2 was in and out, but there's James for another rebound. She kind of waits, goes up, and draws a foul.
I think that's going to be on Ashton Duncan. That'll be her first. And again, you see her on the weak side rebound, puts it back up.
She is using her strength and also just her hustle inside. Free throw's good there for Simone James. What a performance for James. 13 points, 12 rebounds.
Redshirt freshman, again playing really solid out there for Commerce today.
Another free throw missed. So the lead is at 3, 57-54. Schulte posting up. Wants to go at the defense. She draws a foul. Russell.
I think it's going to be on James because she reached back and then just tried to rake the ball.
You're right. You're right because Olivia Russell was saying, I had all ball, and maybe she did. But the foul comes in. You'll see it right.
Yeah, she just reaches back and then reaches with that arm and then commits the foul.
Well, in LCU, the player is still down, so this is not good right here with 2:55. Schulte, who was fouled, is slow to get up, going to be helped up by her teammates and the trainer. And you do not want to see that. Go back earlier in the season, Schulte missed a couple of games with an injury.
She's got that knee, and that's what she's gingerly walking on.
So now this will be interesting because some free throws are coming for now not Allie Schulte, but instead the substitution, which is Channing Cunya's.
Yeah, and I really thought when that happened, the old rule used to be the other coach got to select who got to shoot.
Well, Cunya's front rim on her first free throw try.
She was 2 of 2 before that one.
Steve Gomez with 2 subs set to check in for some defense. He's going to bring in some size. Grace Foster and Whitney Cox at the scores table. Second free throw is good for Cunya's, as Juliana Robertson will come out and Macy Maddox as well. 58-54, Lubbock Christian leads by 4 points. Ball into the corner. Desiree Colonel trapped, loses it, gets it back. Robinson, she'll try a 2, won't go, and then it's a jump ball as Cunya's gets tied up with Simone James. Possession arrow says it's going back to Lubbock Christian. Good battle in there for that loose ball.
Yeah, I mean, again, that just shows you the players, their efforts, and what they're doing to leave it out there on the floor, everything they have.
And now Jason Burton says, let's scoot this defense up a little bit here, see if they can force a turnover. LCU was turning the ball over early in the game, but they've cleaned it up. 12 turnovers for the game, really, for each team. Duncan, strong dribble down into the front court.
Yeah, you want to use as much time as you can right here, as much of the play clock.
Maddox keeping the ball low, knows she's got to protect it from Robinson. Burr, the fake, and an offensive foul. I thought the whistle was blown with maybe steps. Instead, as Burr is making that move, they say she dipped the shoulder and picked up a foul.
And I think that's what they're saying. We'll watch here as she comes in, and then she just uses that, to lean into the player, and that's the offensive foul.
And that is Lainey Burr's 5th foul, so she just fouled out. And Lubbock Christian will bring in off the bench Juliana Robertson, along with Duncan, Whitney Cox, Grace Foster, and Cunya's. Commerce ball, trailing 58-54. Robertson stuck, goes to Colonel, spins, left hand, Desiree Colonel got it. It's a 2-point game.
Nice move in the paint that time. Got everybody going to the right. She switched back to the left.
And a timeout taken by Lubbock Christian. Wow, what a game here from the First United Bank Center. This is going to be a full timeout.
Fun one to watch, absolutely. 58-56, 1:51 left to play.
We'll take the timeout, come back. You're watching the Women's NCAA Division II basketball tournament right here on the LSC Digital Network.
Well, welcome back. 1:54 left to play in this one. 58-56, 2-point lead for Lubbock Christian. They call the timeout. They'll inbound it right at midcourt.
These two teams both playing like champions
Oh,
today,
they
Bryce.
really are. And again, like I said, everybody's leaving it out on the floor.
Right now, Lubbock Christian is without a field goal in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So Commerce has tightened up its defense. LCU still leads 58-56. Cunus, the paint opens up. She spins, pass back out to Foster. A three is good for Grace Foster. What a shot from the freshman. Robinson tries to answer and draws a foul as she gets into the paint. And what you like to see there from Commerce, Bryce, is they give up the three, but they don't waste any time. They know that time is not on their side right now.
Right.
So
yeah, they got to get down quickly, got to move, got to get the defense moving. And Grace Foster that time reached in and commits the foul.
So Deani Robinson, who has 12 points today, goes to the free throw line to shoot a pair. First one good.
She had 8 in the first half. Only her 5th point here in the second half. LCU's done a nice job of limiting her touches and limiting her looks at the basket.
She got them both. And full court press here from Texas A&M-Commerce. They're going to trap the ball. See if they can't force a turnover. Cunus gets it across just in time. She's going to take it all the way and score with the left hand. Back-to-back great offensive possessions for LCU, 63-58. Defense flies at Shania Wright, not giving up anything. On the perimeter, Colonel, ball poked free. Fights through two different LCU players.
That may be on Cunus.
That were reaching in. We'll see who the foul goes against. If it's Cunus,
I
then she
think
just
that
fouled
is.
out.
That is on Cunus, so she is done for the day.
Give credit to Colonel for holding on to this ball. And there's the reach right there from Cunus, so she fouls out. Cunus does, scoring 5 points, 4 rebounds. No, it was not. I thought the official.
No, it is.
It is.
It is her fifth.
Gotcha. It is.
She
okay.
was just drawing it out as much as she could.
Okay. I was going to say, she's still on the floor. In the NBA, they get 6 fouls, right?
Yes.
Not in the Lone Star Conference or in Women's Division II.
Yeah, in the NCAA playoffs.
First free throw, a big one made there for Desiree Colonel. She can cut it to 3 if she makes this one. Nice, got them both. And Jason Burton will take a timeout with 54 seconds to play. Again, a trip to the Sweet 16 is what is at stake right here. Lubbock Christian 63, Texas A&M-Commerce 60. We're back after this 30-second timeout.
Being a champion takes more than skill, More than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
So look at some of the Lubbock Christian fans in attendance today. Texas A&M-Commerce fans, they're cheering as well. In a game that has been back and forth. Right now, LCU 63-60 with the lead.
And you got two teams. Lubbock Christian, as you mentioned, has not lost in the South Central region. Commerce, of course, trying to end a Division II, trying to get with a good run and go to Division I.
Nearly a turnover there, as Colonel almost had a steal. They're going to go inside to Grace Foster. Like the matchup there. She draws a foul.
Yeah, and that, again.
Who'd they catch there? Was it Olivia Russell?
It was Russell, and it's one of those, if Russell does not lean over, as you watch right here, she goes straight up. I don't think they call it, but she leaned over, and that's where the foul came about.
So 2 free throws coming here for Grace Foster. 7 points today for the freshman from Childress. Make it 8. She's played solid defensively, hit a 3 on the last possession, 2 possessions ago. Got them both, 65-60. Jason Burton will take a timeout. He's got plenty of those still remaining. And so, and again, Kent and I talked about this last night, Bryce, in the women's game. You call the timeout, you get to advance the ball. It's a huge advantage offensively.
Correct.
Because you can try to set up your offense and get into what you want much quicker.
Actually, we saw that in the WT game last night because both WT and the Colorado School of Mines would call timeout in the last minute and a half to advance to midcourt.
Well, this one, again, is going to be one where the winner is going to feel great, the loser is going to feel terrible, but it's a game where on both sides, either team could have won this game today. They've both played so hard.
They really have, and again, credit Lubbock Christian coming back in the second half, finding a little bit more of that mix inside. That's worked for them, which again allows them to shoot the threes outside, and credit Ashton Duncan as she's hit 6 of those today.
Well, Commerce would love to get a 3 right now. 65-60. Robinson past defenders. Off the window! Are you kidding me? Deani Robinson. Her shot-making ability, Bryce, is incredible. Yesterday she made a shot where I compared her to Russell Westbrook. Just fearless going in. She shoots that one over Grace Foster.
Yeah, again, she's not worried about the contact. Will take it in. Hopes to actually get fouled as she's putting the shot up. And so cuts the lead to 3, 65-62.
Still a lot of time left. 41.7 seconds to play. Commerce trailing by 3. They obviously would love to get a quick steal. If you get into a situation where you've got a foul, that's the tough thing when you play LCU. Who do you foul? Most all their players are great free throw shooters.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There isn't really a good selection to make there. And so first thing you got to do is you got to play good defense, try to come up with a steal.
The timeout taken. Ball advanced into the front court for LCU. Lubbock Christian out of timeouts. Texas A&M-Commerce still with 3 left. And they'll just throw it all the way into the backcourt to Juliana Robertson. Commerce going to play back, looks like, and not foul. Shot clock under 20. Commerce switching these ball screens. Now they're down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Maddox penetrates past the defense for a huge layup. Commerce had to switch all the screens. They had to deny on the perimeter. So Macy Maddox sees the paint open up. And the sophomore out of Friendship High School, a huge bucket there. And Bryce, that was her first points of the game.
That's her first 2 of the ball game. And again, couldn't come at a more opportune time on a nice drive. And again, got the defensive pressure back on her shoulder, so she was able to go in with a layup and push their lead up to 5.
They're saying this is a full timeout, so we will take one as well. 67-62, 17 seconds to play. Sweet 16 on the line. We're back after this.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
These are the moments that live on, that we'll talk about for years to come. We come here to see history made, sharing in the wins and the upsets.
Together, because what...
All right, welcome back to the First United Bank Center. Commerce basketball, they trail by 5. Shania Wright puts up a 3. It's blocked. Colonel gets the rebound. Back to Deani Robinson. Her left-handed 3 is good. 7 seconds left. Commerce has to foul quickly. They do. So 5.7 to play. Juliana Robertson is fouled. And with this 3 here, it's a 2-point game. You see Wright get it deflected. Colonel grabs the ball and finds the right player in Deani Robinson.
Yeah, she had a great look at it, too. All the defense had kind of moved over toward the middle, and so she had a good look, especially for the southpaw shot over the left wing.
So some big free throws coming now for Juliana Robertson, who is 5 of 6 at the line today. Misses the first one. Commerce still has 2 timeouts remaining. They trail by 2. One more free throw here for the senior from Kerrville. And Juliana Robertson delivers. Makes this a 3-point game. Jason Burton now with the timeout. He's got the dry erase board out. And Bryce, now you draw up your best 3-point play.
Well, you'd like to do what they just did a second ago and get it over quickly to Deani Robinson and allow her on the left wing to get a good look. And so you anticipate Lubbock Christian's going to anticipate that too. So they're going to move their defense over to that side. And wherever they can, they're going to find 12 and try to double her up.
That was the first 3-point basket made the entire game for Texas A&M-Commerce. Lubbock Christian has made 8 of 14 from the perimeter. If you're looking at Commerce and you say Deani Robinson, if not her, then who's another player? Shania Wright. She's the player who hit 5 of those in the opening round win for Texas A&M-Commerce yesterday.
And Shania had a hot hand, especially in the first half. She had 8 points in the first half. She's got 10 in the ball game, so she would be a good option as well.
Well, Shania Wright's going to be the inbound passer here. Not much time, less than 6 seconds. Wright, the ball's deflected. Robinson saves it. Back to Shania Wright, 3 seconds left.
And a foul.
Okay, a quick foul committed there by Lubbock Christian.
That's on Robertson. That'll be her 5th.
And that is, are they in the bonus yet is the question. They are. They're over the limit, and so Bryce, smart defensive play right there because they're not going to allow Commerce to even put up the 3.
Right, they're going to have a 2-second, they'll allow them to take 2 free throws. And really, Commerce.
Well, it's tough here. You got to make this first one if you're Shania Wright. And then you talk about what you do on the second attempt. She makes it. So now here's the question. Does she try to miss and you get an offensive rebound and a tip?
It's so hard to do.
3 seconds left. 68-66. She made them both, so now Commerce has to foul immediately. If they don't get a steal, Foster gets it into Cox, and they foul. And this is where Coach Burton may ask them to look at the time again. But they got it into Cox, and she was not immediately fouled,
No,
Bryce.
She took a step, and so it could very well be down to that 1.6, what we see on the clock right now.
So Wright made both free throws. Whitney Cox now goes to the line. Her first trip to the free throw line in this game. And now they're going to bring the players to the side, and they're going to look.
Going to review and make sure the clock is right.
Wow. Well, and I believe we'll have to look up here and make sure, but I think Jason Burton still does have one more timeout.
I believe that is correct. Actually, well, it
He
shows
does.
2.
Okay, so then now here's the situation.
But on the big scoreboard, it shows just 1. So Lubbock Christian has no timeouts.
If you're Commerce, make or miss, there's going to be 2 free throws from Whitney Cox. On the second free throw, make or miss, you get the ball, you call timeout, you advance it. You're not going to have much time, but you're going to have enough time to potentially get a shot off. The question is, Bryce, is it going to be with Commerce trailing by 1, 2, or 3?
Right. Yeah, that's going to be the big question. And again, Cox comes into this one and hasn't had an opportunity to shoot free throws as of yet. So this will be her first opportunity to attempt a free throw. Again, with 1.6, they haven't changed the clock yet, so they're still showing it with 1.6 left. I'll tell you what, they're going down frame by frame looking at it. They are both huddled up over the monitor.
What a game again. And this is so fun for you and I up here. We don't have the pressure, right?
No kidding.
The head coaches and
it's just fun to watch.
And the players and the parents that are, the family members that are here or that are watching on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network, that's who we feel sorry for.
Lubbock Christian, of course, usually has no one underneath on free throws. They go down to the other end. This time they'll line everybody up just in case.
68-67. LCU leads by 1 with 1.6 seconds to play. Whitney Cox, no problem, hits the first free throw. The lead is 2. She misses the second one. Colonel gets the rebound.
Timeout's taken. Lubbock Christian.
Timeout was taken, and Bryce, this is interesting here. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. Steve Gomez is very upset. Here's why he's upset. The ball was not in possession yet. That whistle was blown. Jacob, see if we can run that back. That on the second free throw, Colonel doesn't fully have possession, and the official blows the whistle to say, go ahead and give her the timeout.
Right.
Okay, we didn't have the replay on that one, but that's what LCU's upset about. You were eventually going to get the timeout. The question is, how much time was there going to be?
And right now they got 0.9. They're looking at it again to make sure that it's got 0.9 left. And again,
what did they used to do, Bryce, when you didn't have all this technology, right?
You just went.
This is what you got.
It said, this is what you had.
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
And when TV came into play, and they did have replays, that's really kind of where all the hoopla came about.
So Texas A&M-Commerce less than a second. They're out of timeouts. If you're the Lions, you just want to get a shot off.
Right.
Oh, they added time, 1.3 to inbound, Asia Smith. To Robinson, Deani, the shot up, and it's no good. Off the backboard, and Lubbock Christian advances. They win 69-67, and a heartbreaker for Texas A&M-Commerce as they go down in defeat. Bryce, you go back to the last shot here. You got it into the hands of Robinson.
You got it into Robinson, but instead of taking a three, she decided to go into the paint and just kind of had to throw it up there. And so good defense by Lubbock Christian prevented a good look. And that's where the game ended.
All right, so the final 69-67, Lubbock Christian advances. They are in the championship game of the South Central Regional Tournament. Monday at 7 o'clock right here at the First United Bank Center. The only thing that's left to be decided, who they will be playing. West Texas A&M and Texas Women's University is our next semifinal. Bryce will wrap things up here post-game. We'll have the press conference for you as well here in about 10 minutes. Texas A&M-Commerce, an incredible season comes to an end. They finish 27 wins and just 5 losses. Congratulations to Coach Burton and his squad. They fought so hard, but in the end, it's Steve Gomez and the LCU Lady Chaps that advance.
Well, staying perfect. Continuing on in the South Central region.
We'll take time.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, It's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
These are the moments that live on, that we'll talk about for years to come. We come here to see history made, sharing in the wins and the upsets.
Together. Because whether we're players or fans, we're all on the same team.
And to us, this is more than just a game. It's an important moment in our lives, one that's worth protecting.
So if you see something, say something. Report suspicious activity to your local authorities.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
The NCAA expresses our gratitude to our corporate champions and partners. Without their support, these great championship moments and opportunities are not possible for our student athletes. The NCAA's commitment to the highest levels of fairness and well-being, along with the pursuit of excellence in both academics and athletics, helps build a championship culture. With their generosity, our corporate partners make it possible to celebrate champions. Thank you.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
47% for Lubbock Christian, 40% for Commerce.
These are the moments that live on, that we'll talk about for years to come. We come here to see history made, sharing in the wins and the upsets.
Together. Because whether we're players or fans, we're all on the same team.
And to us, this is more than just a game. It's an important moment in our lives, one that's worth protecting.
So if you see something, say something. Report suspicious activity to your local authorities.
As a pioneer in online education, West Texas A&M University leads the state and the nation in quality and value. 6 of WT's graduate programs earned Best Program accolades from U.S. News & World Report, and WT's online undergraduate program was ranked number 1 in Texas and number 24 in the country. 2 online degree programs for veterans were also ranked number 1 and number 3 in Texas. Get an outstanding education completely online at one of the most affordable and accessible institutions in the nation. Visit WTAMU.edu.
Well, welcome back to the First United Bank Center on the campus of West Texas A&M University as Lubbock Christian in game number 1 of our 2 semifinals this evening comes away with a 69-67 win over A&M-Commerce. And again, a game that went back and forth throughout. Commerce led through 3 quarters of the ball game, and then they were able to make their way back as we look at our final statistics in tonight's ball game, as Commerce was able to, tonight's ball game, come up and hit 40%, or I should say 40% from the floor. Commerce started out 73% in the first half, and then cooled off toward the end of the second quarter. And as Luke talked about, at the end of the third quarter, again, having trouble making buckets. They finished up the ball game 40% from the floor. Lubbock Christian got better as the game progressed, finished with 47% from the floor, but even better, it still was from long range as they were 57%. They were 8 of 14 from 3. And for Commerce, they were only able to make 1 of 7, or 14% in the ball game. Just really never got good looks at all from long range. They tried to do everything inside. From the floor, I should say, for the ball game, Lubbock Christian was 21 of 45, while Commerce was 24 of 60. And then when you take a look at rebounds, Commerce did what they wanted to do. They owned the boards, winning that one 41-28 over Lubbock Christian, and they even did so as far as turnovers go. A team that is perpetually turning over more than not. This time they kept their turnovers down to 12, did the Commerce Lions. Lubbock Christian only had 13, but got some of those early as well. And again, looking at leading scores for this one today. First for A&M-Commerce, leading the way, 14 points for Commerce. And that came from Simone James, as she played so well inside. Should back it up. Robertson had 19 points. Today Robertson had 19. She was 6 of 16 from the floor, 6 of 8 from the charity stripe. James, 5 of 8 from the floor, and 4 of 6 from the free throw line. 12 points as well in the ball game for Shania Wright, as she was able to hit 5 of 15 from the floor and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And also inside is Ray Colonel, who had 12 points tonight to finish out with 10 rebounds. She had 12 points, 10 rebounds, had a double-double going on there as well. I should go back to James, also had a double-double with those 14 points and 12 rebounds. That's what helped them as far as rebounding was concerned, but toward the end, just could not get the good long-range looks that they needed. Credit Lubbock Christian with their defense, as they were able to stop a last-second shot as Desiree Wright put it up, and just couldn't get it, or Deani Robinson, put it up and just couldn't get it to fall. And so Lubbock Christian comes away with a win, 69-67. Leading scorer for Lubbock Christian in tonight's ball game was Ashton Duncan. Duncan, who was just lethal from long range. She was 6 of 7 from 3. All of those, for the most part, except for 1 in the second half. She was 8 of 11 from the floor, 25 points, 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. She was the only one in double figures for Lubbock Christian. 9 points for Grace Foster off the bench. She was 3 of 9 shooting from the floor, 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. But one of her 3 was a long-range 3 that gave the 3-point lead to Lubbock Christian late in the ball game. 8 points for Robertson and 8 for Schulte in this one. 7 tonight for Lady Burr. And again, Lubbock Christian comes away with a 69-67 win. More importantly for LCU, the South Central region, they are 13-0, have yet to lose in the South Central region. And as mentioned, they'll advance to play the winner of our number 2 game tonight between Texas Women's University and West Texas A&M. We'll take a timeout and be back and wrap things up here from the First United Bank Center after this.